Hey YouTube, it's your girl Javina Love back with another video. Welcome back, welcome back. How are you doing, my busy bees? Staying busy, I hope. Keeping it sexy, always. And today I have a doctor's appointment, so I figured let's get ready together. And a lot of people don't do what I do when I go to the doctor's, but I kind of put on a lot of, I try to put a very glamorous eye on that is kind of cute and fun, so that when they ask, about it, I can tell them I make YouTube videos and kind of get them to subscribe, ask them if they would like to subscribe, give them my name at this doctor's office. And it's for my wrist, so it's a specialty clinic, and the girls are all so sweet and playful, and I've gotten one to subscribe already, so shout out to you, darling. She did my cast, and I am I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Today is the day for my results for my MRI to find out about the tumor in my wrist, or anomaly that they had found in my wrist, because we don't know if it's a tumor yet, we don't know, but it is that appointment today, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to use loose pigments because I just felt like it'd be fun, along with a bright eye, lots of colors, and a very light lash. That's just my inner thought of what I would do today. So I pulled out some pigments. I pulled out, because I'm wearing should up wearing a black top, and I got my pink and purple headscarf on, but on my bottom I've got the multi-chrome type leggings on that have kind of like I want to say camo vibes, and it's pink and purple and fuchsia. So I figured I'd pull out some pink, purple, white, fuchsia, and put that on my face, And then I figured I'd lighten it up if I need to with a little orange and go from there. So I'm just going to put on this fuchsia first. And I'll show you, I'm using these two towers. So I'm using the fuchsia pink from the short tower, the purple, the pinks, both pinks, and a little orange if need be. And you can see that is a bright fuchsia girl. She good, she bright. And I would just tap that in. Now when playing with these towers, my suggestion is to get you one of these paint little doodads from the Dollar Tree to put all your colors in. It just makes it easier to work with them instead of dipping out of the pot. Because if you dip out of the pot, you can end up with a lot of pigment and then a lot of fallout. But at least with this, you can kind of control what you're doing. And I just wanted to hop on here and spend some time with y'all before I go to my doctor's appointment. I'm so nervous because usually I'm not really nervous. I know what I'm going for, I know what I'm doing, but this is the result part, so this is kind of scary for me. I am hoping for good news, but surgery was already thrown on the table because of the tendon and being torn away from the bone, and I was just like, whoa. Excuse me. You guys are jumping the gun. Usually if you take time with the tendon, it can take some time and it can heal itself. It doesn't have to always result in cutting a person up. And usually when you have to have tendon surgery, you'll have to have it again. So I'm just like, not looking forward to that part of the conversation. Because your girl has been cut on enough. I've been cut on every year since my 9th birthday. And I'm just like, no, I don't deserve this. I mean, my first surgery off the bat was eye surgery. And it was just, I don't remember it, but I remember the before. I don't remember the after too much. But I remember not being able to see colors, see a lot of things when I was younger. Everything was kind of black and white. The only thing I could see was blue. I knew Smurfs were blue, and Smurfs were my, the big cartoon at the time, so I was just like really into them, and I wanted to be Smurfette. I can see that she had like red or pink on her face, so I could color her, and my grandmother thought it was amazing that I could color in the lines and shadow and shade, even though I could not necessarily tell you what color I was using. Second surgery in my life, which was crazy enough, is, the norm. I had my tonsils removed. But to me, that was a lot, because I woke up with no tonsils, no adenoids, and I was just like, why can't I talk? Why can't I breathe? What's going on? And they don't tell a kid everything that they should, because I think they don't want to scare us. But by the time I had my third surgery, I was on it. Like, talk to me. You can talk to my parents, but talk to me and let me know, because I'm the patient, and I'm going to look up what you're talking about. I'm going to be wanting to see and know what you're doing to me, because I'm that nosy kind of girl. And they thought, I think they appreciated that, because they weren't, after that, they didn't hide anything from me. So, yeah, I have had a lot of surgery that I just don't feel that it's necessary to keep cutting on me so much. That's just my own personal opinion. So, to each is their own, when it comes to that. But to me, I'm just like, I'm scarred. I'm scared to go to sleep. I'm scared to wake up the way that they want to wake you up. I'm just scared. And I figured I'd come on here and get a little bit of support from my family and friends, and you guys are definitely my family and my friends, and look out for me. Even though the doctors, I don't feel, do. They don't understand. I don't think they understand this fear that I have at all. And then I think they kind of take it for granted that, this is their job, and this is just what they need to do, so they don't feel it the way I feel it, the intensity of fear. Which is kind of sad. That's where you know that you got to step back as a doctor. I'm only saying this from experience, being in a nurse environment, being in a hospital environment. I had to step out, step away. When I worked at the hospital as a care provider, because I felt that my compassion for my job was fading. I had lost my purpose of what I was doing. I lost sight of what I was doing. And that just was not what I wanted at that time in my life. I was in my early 20s, mid-20s. And I did not want to be burnt out, When you're a little girl, or a little boy, little anything, your mom and dad ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? I wanted to be a veterinarian and help animals. And then when that didn't seem practical at the time, when I went to school, I wanted to be a doctor. And they were telling me, well, you got to do these steps first. You can't just jump on in. You got to take medical terminology, medical assistant, and go up LVN, RBN, registered nurse, vocational nurse. You can't just jump in being a doctor. And I said, okay. So when I did that, those steps, I was right there at the door of LVN, and I had to step back, and I was like, this is definitely not what I wanted. I didn't want to be floating around with a ton of different clients or people that I would never get to know again. I wanted to have it very personal and get to know them, and them get to know me, and continue my career that way. So I went to home care providing, since that was very personal. I'm in your home. Just like I'm in your home right now. I was in your home, and I would provide the care that you would get from a hospital, but in a personal setting where you're more comfortable with me, which is your home. And I actually really enjoyed this job. I really, 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 really feel that I was able to make a difference in so many people's lives. They made a difference in my life, and that was the point of why I wanted to, go into medical and go into what I was doing. And I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss it. I come from a long line. I didn't even tell you guys that. I come from a long line of nurses. A long line of nurses. And I didn't know it at the time, because I grew up not knowing my biological father's side of the family. And I didn't know I had siblings. And I didn't know my grandmother on my dad's side. I still don't know her. I know of her. And I know of her sisters, and I know of her ways. So my grandmother was a nurse on my dad's side for almost 30, 40 years, along with her mother and her sisters. And then my sisters, stepsisters, are nurses and work in hospitals right now. My auntie, who is 20 years younger than me on my dad's side, we share the same grandfather. Well, it's her dad, but my grandfather. She is a nurse in a very big hospital in Arizona, along with my aunt, who is my mother's sister, work in a hospital in Arizona right now. So I was like, yes, ma'am. I come from a long line of purpose, and I feel so appreciative of that I know that my story is not going to just fade away, I think that's a lot of life. It's a life lesson. I wanted to be historical. My grandmother on my mother's side helped raise me, because my mother was very sick after having my sister and my brother, and she would tell me I could do anything I wanted to do as long as I do it. Don't start something and not finish it. Well, I'm not going to lie to you. I started a lot of things in my life, and I never finished all of them. But when she watched me graduate from medical assisting and work in the hospital, I could see that was like her proudest moment, having her firstborn granddaughter go out and accomplish something that she really wanted. And she told me that my story will be told for years and years and years. And I said, oh, Grandma, I'm not that important. Nobody's going to know me like that. Nobody's going to care about this little old country pumpkin born and raised in the city. You know, I'm a gardener. I'm good, got a good set of green thumbs, and I got a good gift for gab, and I got great story structure, but that's not going to get me as far in my life as I really want it to be, you know. And she says, oh, yes, it can. Yes, it can. You can do whatever you want. And I have. And I just am so grateful for the positive impact. That's why I love grandmothers, and I love being a grandma, because grandmas are so important to give a child the advice to really keep them wanting to continue and do for themselves for the better. You know, you don't necessarily have to be a grandma to get those same kinds of love that I'm saying. You can be an auntie, a sister, and still give that kind of positive reassurance to a child to keep them going, and that's a good thing too. You can be a sister, auntie, whatever, and still give that child what she needs or he needs to know that they can conquer the world and still be the impossible and be positive. And that's basically what I've been saying the whole time, you know. So what I just did is I turned my purple and blue into a liner using Fix It liquid. Just to give myself this, just to cut off that white a little bit. Because I put a white in here from Medusa's makeup. And, you know, just want to brighten up the eye, but not make me too bright. I mean, this is a matte white. So, I'm wearing all mattes today, you guys. Oh my goodness, I forgot to even say that. These are all matte colors. They're not shimmer, no sparkle. But that's just been what's on my mind. This holiday season is been really important to me. I guess also losing one of my best friends, you know, my son's father, at such a young age has made me start really looking at my clock. And my surgeries have been impacting that clock a lot in my mind. You know, just making sure that I'm going to be here to be the best grandma ever and give my grandbaby the best chance at growing up and being the impossible, because I love being a grandma and I love grandmas, you know. Now I love my grandma so much on my mom's side. Like, she's my superhero. And when I lost her, I lost my world. I kind of gave up. And I had to keep, every day I had to keep telling myself, you know, you are here, you are important, you are strong, you are beautiful. You need to believe it. And you need to let it shine, because the world knows that you are. You know that you are. So get up out of that bed and get going. And I sound and look just like my grandmother when she was about 35 years old. Now, I'm in my 40s, but she aged so well. I look just like her when she's in her 30s, and I scare the dickens out of a lot of family members, because I wouldn't imagine that I would grow up to look like my superhero. That is really important to me. And it's hard that she's not here to see me and see my granddaughter and how much I look like her now. I mean, I think she always knew I looked like her then, but I didn't know it because I was so big. I was 447 pounds. I was hiding behind all that fat. So now we can see me. I can see me and she can see me. Now this mascara is the Chic Cosmetics mascara, and I hope you've seen how thick and full my lashes look, to where I don't even feel I need falsies today. And it is really getting up in there. There's something in this mascara. I know they say they got microfibers in it, I believe. And it is boom, and you can see it with the white. I've got lashes, y'all. And that is it. Since we gotta wear a mask, like I gotta wear a real mask when I go to this doctor's office because it's such a small office. So I gotta wear a face mask. I'm not gonna do too much more. I'm just gonna be eyes forward. And just in case I cry while I'm there, I'm not gonna put anything on the bottom, no concealer, no nothing like that. So what do you think? You guys gonna try some pigments again? I really think you should. I love them. I think they're beautiful. Thank you for spending some time with me again. Thank you for letting me just vent, I would say. Let me vent and rage about what's on my mind and my thoughts. And I really appreciate you. And I'll see you all in the next video. Have a wonderful, blessed, and fantastic day. Bye.